good to go?
Yes.
Okay, Steve Sutton, it is yours.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We're almost there, folks. What's stopping you from finishing this whole program is my presentation and these. I hope you will enjoy my presentation. But no matter what, seeing me present is like going to SeaWorld. I'm going to present the strategic plan I developed for the BC Cancer Agency, which I will be referring to as BCCA throughout this presentation. BCCA is an organization under the provincial government that provides cancer care and treatment for the people in BC. So the second line of this logo really states what BCCA does: cancer care and cancer research. The third line says it's an agency of the Provincial Health Services Authority, and I'll get into that shortly. This is the outline of my presentation, and as I present, I'll gradually come back to this page to show you our progress. So first, some basic background info. Just some brief history of BCCA. It was established in 1935 and joined the provincial government in 1974. In 1990, it changed the name to BC Cancer Agency, and in 2004, it joined Provincial Health Services Authority, and I'll talk about that later. Some basic stats in 2008. Total number of employees was almost 2,400. The total number of new patients enrolled was over 15,000, and the revenues and expenses were both near $400 million. This is an overview of the healthcare system in BC. So the Ministry of Health Services is the one under the provincial government that governs healthcare in BC. And under the ministry, there are 6 different health authorities. The first 5, the covered ones, they provide regional and generalized services. So for example, Rick's wife works in Richmond General Hospital, and that will fall under Vancouver Coastal Health. And this one, Karen should be pretty familiar with as one of her major clients, Fraser Health. Now, Provincial Health Services Authority, or PHSA, differs from the other 5 in that it governs a number of agencies that provide specialized services. You might be familiar with some of these agencies under PHSA. They include the Children's Hospital, the Women's Hospital, the Center for Disease Control, and also the BC Cancer Agency. Next, I'm going to talk about BCCA's mission and vision. BCCA's mission has 3 major components. The first one is to reduce cancer incidence. The second one is to reduce cancer mortality. And the third one is to improve patients' quality of life. So together, these 3 parts form BCCA's mission. Now, motivated by this mission, BCCA hopes to achieve a vision which can be described as a cancer-free society. It's a pretty ambitious vision, and BCCA hopes to achieve this in the next 50 years. Next, I'll talk about BCCA's market and services. So based on its service provided and the people it serves and the region it operates, BCCA's market can be defined as all the residents of BC who require cancer care and treatment in order to prevent, detect, or cure the disease. This market can be further broken down into 2 sub-markets based on whether someone has cancer or someone who doesn't have cancer. And BCCA's services can therefore be derived based on these 2 sub-markets. So on the left, for people who have cancer, BCCA provides cancer treatment. On the right, for people who don't have cancer, BCCA provides cancer prevention and detection. Now, I'll briefly describe each type of service. For cancer treatment, there are 3 major types: surgery, chemo, and radiation. And BCCA currently treats nearly 100% of cancer patients in BC. The cure rate is about 50%. Now, in terms of cancer treatment, it's considered costly and less effective, and it's really the last line of defense against cancer. It's a last resort. Some basic stats in 2008, the number of chemotherapy and the number of radiation therapy performed in 2008. For cancer prevention and detection, the 2 major types are genetic testing and cancer screening. The average screening participation for the cancer screening is about 50%. Now, when compared with cancer treatment, screening, prevention, and detection is way more effective, way cheaper, and it's really the best kind of defense against cancer. It's like Tony's program, where he talked about yesterday. Whether you want to deal with kids who's already on drugs, or you want to establish a program that prevents them from going to that route. some stats in 2008, the number of mammograms performed for breast mammography is numbered, and pap smears is used for cervical cancer screening program. So these are some basic stats. And throughout the rest of this presentation, I will gradually talk more about the screening mammography and the cervical cancer screening program. Now, based on the two sub-markets of BCCA, the types of services BCCA offers can be laid out on this positioning map. So, for example, for someone who has cancer and someone who has a family history of cancer, we not only treat this person, but we also recommend this person's family member who has not yet developed cancer to go through genetic testing or cancer screening, just in case they're going to develop the disease later on in their lives. So we can want to stop the disease from happening. And same logic can be applied to the other cells on this 2x2 table. The next two sections I will be addressing BCCA's environment. First, the external environment. Now, in terms of opportunity, one of BCCA's major opportunity is the declining trend of cancer mortality. Cancer mortality equal to the likelihood that someone is going to die from cancer. So this shows the mortality rates for breast cancer and cervical cancer for BC women between 1980 to 2005. And you can see a significant drop of cancer mortality rates in different types. These two represent the two major services BCCA provides, the breast cancer screening mammography and the cervical cancer screening program. And this does show the type of work that BCCA has helped British Columbians to reduce cancer mortality. Here are a couple other cancer sites that BCCA also screens. There's prostate cancer for men, colon cancer for men and women, and also lung cancer. So for most of these cancers, except lung cancer for female above age 65, they're pretty well controlled in terms of the likelihood that someone dies from these diseases. Another opportunity is the BCCA's provincial network of operations. Now, BCCA currently has 5 regional centers in Vancouver, Victoria, Surrey, Abbotsford, and Kelowna, where Brian is from. Now, it's kind of difficult to provide treatment for the entire population in BC with just 5 regional centers. So what BCCA does is it has partnerships with community clinics and hospitals throughout the province. Now, how the layout of this network is really a reflection of the density of cancer occurrence. These two maps shows the number of cancer cases and number of cancer deaths from 77 to 07. So you can see that in this 30-year period, for example, this region, the Fraser region, has the highest density of cancer occurrence and cancer death. So when we come back to the network, you see the most services are implanted in this area. So this is just a reflection of the cancer occurrences.